After winning her court reprieve, Casey Hickox is hoping to gain her privacy again, but getting it back will be easier said than done. Hickox will have to come here to Bangor for a hearing to make her newest temporary court order permanent. She has good character, good humility, and that's helped her through a few hardships in her life, but yet she still finds time to give back. With this new partnership with Husson, students at UMaine Fort Kent can now get their master's in business and also save a little bit of money while doing so. Governor Paul LePage will be here at the Gracie tonight to go over what's in store for the new budget. Citizens from Bangor and other surrounding towns will be here, and they have plenty of questions in store. Forensic Science is a new program that Husson has expanded. It combines science, technology, and criminal justice. We caught up with forensic professor Alicia Wilcox on a new, unique opportunity. The Husson Eagles are flying high this season, and one reason for their success is the play and leadership of quarterback Joe Sacaricia.
We certainly leads by example. He's vocal if he needs to be, but he's really just plays hard, does a good job, knows the situation. Very, very encouraging.
The combination of skill and leadership is making an impression on his teammates too.
He's just a good guy, you know. He likes to walk around, he smiles, he's always cracking a joke. He's never down on himself too much, and I think that's good for us. It keeps our team positive.
Sacaricia started his college football career at Division II Southern Connecticut State University, but things didn't go quite as planned.
When I was at Southern Connecticut, I didn't see myself playing for, another 2 or 3 years. I'm a very competitive individual. I wanted to play now. I wanted to get on the field. I wanted to make plays.
After spending a year with the Owls, he decided to come home to Bangor. When he worked out for the Eagles 2 summers ago, he was put in an unusual position.
I didn't play defense for 3 or 4 years, and so I really had to adapt fast just to the speed. I wasn't used to, doing drop backs 20 yards. I'm used to doing 3 steps, 5 steps here and there.
While Sacaricia was putting in the time on defense, Ryan Stroud was the quarterback. Then things changed during week 4. Stroud says it was a win-win situation.
It enabled me to go to receiver and be a playmaker, and it allowed him to play quarterback on offense, which is where he normally played anyways.
Since the switch, Sacaricia has led the Eagles to a 9-3 record, including a 6-0 record here at the Luken complex. Joe has had success at every level he's played, and one reason for that is his dad. Sacaricia credits his father, Bob, for the way he makes football worth playing.
My dad just gave me a lot of opportunity to grow as an individual, whether it was bringing me to a camp or taking me out in the backyard and throwing around with me.
Bob always knew Joe had the arm strength, even when he was 3.
I remember very vividly playing toss with him, with the ball. I remember being stunned as he threw the ball so fast at me and so hard. I was like, wow, this was a 3-year-old.
That's high praise coming from someone who played in the USFL and tried out for the New England Patriots. Joe makes it clear the mark his dad made on him.
And I couldn't be more proud of my dad, of what he's accomplished, and I'm going to go as far as I can to fulfill that.
Both Joe and Bob can agree that having family so close is very important.
I'm a Maine boy. My blood's here in Bangor.
It's a thrill for us to be able to just come, 10 miles to come see him play. I think it's awesome.
Sacaricia is looking to lead Husson to its first ever NCAA playoff berth. I'm Isaac Luken for the NESCOM Broadcast Network and Fox 22. Last year, Rebecca Young was the new player on the Husson University women's basketball team and had to overcome a few obstacles before fitting in with the team.
It definitely took some adjustment time to get used to a new team, but probably the hardest thing was learning to play with new players. It's a completely different group of girls, completely different playing styles.
Young transferred to Husson from the University of Maine at Machias. Head coach Kissy Walker knows a few of the problems players face when they attend a new school.
It is a tough transition because anytime anyone comes into a program new, they try not to be so vocal and try not to be somebody that will tell people, what they should be doing.
The Eagles are in the hunt for a North Atlantic Conference title this season, despite losing last year's leading scorer, Stephanie Comstock, for the year due to a dislocated fibula. Coach Walker thinks Young has done a good job of filling in for Comstock.
Becca this year is definitely more of a force than she was last year. She's one of the older players on the team, being a junior since we're such a young team, and she's really trying to be a leader.
So far this year, Young is one of the top scorers and rebounders for the Eagles, but she has had a great impact off the floor as well. Young helped convince guard Samira Cruz to transfer to Husson this season. Cruz and Young played together at the University of Maine at Machias. Cruz gives Young credit for helping her make a tough decision.
She was a big part of why I decided to come to Hudson because as teammates, we played together 2 years and there's a lot of trust. So I already knew we were going to be on the floor together and, play together. So it came really easy and stuff. And I knew with her, I think it was going to be easier getting other players to, start adjusting to how we play.
Cruz has been a key contributor for the Eagles on offense as well as defense and is usually on the floor during crunch time. Coach Walker thinks that Cruz is just starting to gel with the team.
I think it's been a little bit of an adjustment for her to get used to the overall, team aspect. And she was the player from Machias, and now she's coming in and playing a little bit of a different role where she has other people around her. But boy, she can pass the ball.
Both Young and Cruz use their experiences with one another to their advantage.
I can tell what she's thinking usually most of the time. I can tell the way she's going to play better than anyone else on the team.
As a point guard and as a center, I know how to get her the ball where she likes it, left or right. She knows that she can hit me out for the jump shot.
With Cruz and Young on the roster for another year, the Eagles' future continues to look bright. Isaac Luken, NESCOM Connection. As of September 2nd, the students from the New England School of Communications are now fully merged as Husson students. But are the students fully adjusting to this new change? Jack Hilton has the story. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm your host, Isaac Luken, and this is The Locker Room, the show that introduces you to the coaches and athletes of Husson University. The Public Utilities Commission staff wants to avoid a big bill for Maine consumers, but Mainers may have to pay anyway. The issue is over whether Maine consumers have to help pay for a new natural gas pipeline. Good afternoon, everybody. The Husson football team had the best year in program history. Alex Nivas takes an inside look at a historic season. A new hobby is sweeping across Husson University's campus, and it's not a very conventional one either. When most people think of dumpsters, they're thinking of trash. The Boston Bruins are facing the Chicago Blackhawks in a rematch of the 2013 Stanley Cup Finals, which is still a sore subject in these parts. Now, the two players had plenty of stories of their battles on the field, but one thing that these two players really wanted to drive home to the audience was that they are just great people who happen to play football. Today on your NESCOM Connection, Husson and the New England School of Communications have fully made the merger into one establishment. The Patriots are set to take on the Dolphins this weekend, looking to shore up their 12th division championship with Tom Brady at the helm. The PUC is recommending accepting a proposal that will evaluate the idea. Supporters say the current natural gas pipelines are too small for demand. Mount Holyoke ended up winning 2-0, but head coach Madeline Hopner says it was a positive experience. It's Friday, October 3rd, and your NESCOM Connection starts right now. After getting walloped by the Toronto Maple Leafs 6-1, the Bruins look to get back into that win column against their arch rival, the Montreal Canadiens. Good afternoon, everyone. It's homecoming this weekend at Husson, which means fun for students, parents, and alumni. That also means there are plenty of sports to watch here on campus. So a tough draw for the men's team as they take on the number 5 ranked Brandeis Judges. The Judges are led by 5 University Athletic Association first-team players, including most valuable player Tyler Savonin. For everybody working hard behind the scenes, I'm Isaac Luken. Thanks for watching and have a great Halloween.